Hey everyone. So this is your sort of check-in reminder, heads up that cold and flu season starts now. And the season really is upon us. My daughter just started preschool and has already caught a cold. So it happens real fast and it happens for all of us. So during these transitions and temperatures, granted in New Hampshire, we're still getting these hot days, but the nights are getting really cold. So our bodies have to acclimate. And so a lot of things that we can be doing to support ourselves are going to be things that ease into this transition from the hot temps into the cooler temps and the shifts around us. So what can we do? We can up our water intake, okay? Simple things. The simplest things are the most profound things. So check in with your water intake. Are you drinking half your body weight in ounces for your healthy body weight? Starting to add vitamin C and electrolytes into your water can be helpful too. Making sure that you're eliminating regularly. So adding fresh ginger, lemon, lime, drinking a little bit of this water warmed together in the morning to help elimination, to help things move out. We don't want things getting clogged up, which brings me to lymphatic stagnation, right? The lymph needs us to move in order for it to move. So lots of water, like I just said, and then gentle movement, whether it's yoga, whether it's dancing, whatever you like to do to move your body, that really incorporates immune health and drops inflammation and moves the lymphatic tissue so that we're moving out any and all waste products that are not building up in our bodies. September, we're already seeing all the Halloween stuff in the stores, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I love a good sweet. So, as we move into the fall, there's transitions going on around us, but also around the holiday seasons begin, and with the holidays brings with it celebration and indulgences. So, being mindful of, the candy intake and the sugar intake that's upon us. What can we do to support those cravings? Utilizing foods that balance that out. So increasing your bitters, increasing your greens, whether it's going out and getting some dandelion coffee or tea, whether it's making herbal root coffee recipe that I have on my site that I'll link to, whether it's, just upping your greens in your smoothies. Although I will say cold foods are not going to be benefiting us as much as we get into the cooler season. So thinking about, like overnight oats and oatmeal and porridges and things like that can be a little bit more sustainable for our bodies to digest and process. So thinking about bitters, thinking about cinnamon as a really wonderful sort of sugar stabilizer. Berries, especially blueberries, can help us in this regard as well. So thinking about, bringing in foods that bring that bitter component that can kind of cut our sugar cravings. Thinking about natural sugars like licorice root is really super duper sweet. You could actually buy black licorice or regular licorice that doesn't have any sugar in it. It's just sweetened from the literal licorice root. Stevia as a plant, bought green, like a green powder, can be added to teas, can be added to anything. And like I have a stevia plant and I'll often just kind of snip a leaf off and take a little taste of it. And that helps to curb sugar cravings as well. So while the indulgence might be going up, we can also just find ways to support it and, making sure that we're still getting our bitters in and noting that when we eat more sugar, we want more sugar and the bitters are going to taste even more bitter. I believe it's Urban Moonshine. Urban Moonshine? Am I making that name up? I think it is Urban Moonshine company. They're in Vermont. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong, but they make delicious bitter tinctures that you can take before and after meals with lots of really super bitter herbs. But again, we need all of the flavors to help balance out our bodies, especially when we're indulging a bit more. What else can we be doing to support? Elderberry syrups, elderberry teas, all the liver support, like I said, dandelion, milk thistle, yellow dock, burdock, all of those rooty, nourishing herbs can be really helpful. And tea form is great. Tincture form is fine. But I will invite you to add them to your water instead of just taking them under the tongue. So it will kind of enable you to drink a little bit of these plants throughout the day versus just in one shot. Tinctures are really for acute conditions. So think of it, if you're putting tincture in a big 32-ounce bottle of water, you're getting little shots throughout the day, and it's more like a tea. So if tincture is easier for you, you can certainly utilize it that way. But focusing on your liver herbs as well, and elderberry. Elderberry is so fantastic. I have a really easy recipe on my website that you can make your own syrup if you want, or go ahead and buy a syrup at the health food store. Gaia Herbs makes a great one. Herb Farm makes a great one. And just take it now. Take it now because your body is going to need the support now. Elderberry can be taken before getting sick, when you're sick, and then after. You really want to just take it throughout the year, but especially during these seasonal shifts. Another thing that I do throughout the year, and I think it saves me so much from getting a lot of colds, or at least cuts things in half, is the neti pot. The neti pot is super simple to use. I'll link a video here below as well for you to tune into if you've not done it before. But it's literally just rinsing out our sinus cavities. Almost all the germs that we get are getting in through our nasal cavities, our ears, our mouths, our eyes, and from our hands, right? So if we can take one of those away by rinsing with water every day, that's going to be enormous for just cutting the contagion down. And, there's so many different varieties to be caught. The viruses change throughout the year. So it's really on your side first thing in the morning to get that neti pot out of the way and just clear yourself for the day. Doing it every single day if you can, especially this time of year. Making sure you're getting adequate rest, getting in bed before 10:30. Sleep is so important. It's our recharge time, and we really need it. So not getting into bed and turning on your phone or playing a game or whatnot on your phone or watching Netflix, but like getting into bed at 10:30 and closing your eyes. Shooting for that 7 to 8 hour span of time for rest and rejuvenation is so key. If you have trouble sleeping, trying some lemon balm tea out, or even chamomile. Sometimes the really gentle herbs are just what you need to ease yourself into a more restful sleep. Skullcap's great if you have spasms in your physical body or any tension in your physical body. And if you're someone like me who is just constantly exhausted from just the workload of life, oat tops is really wonderful for kind of rebuilding the nervous system so that you can have enough energy to rest, okay? So lemon balm, chamomile, oat tops or oat straw, and skullcap are all really wonderful allies, and they're all quite delicious too to have in tea form. Yogi tea makes a nice sleepy blend that you could check out, or even sleepy time. The Celestial Seasonings is a really lovely blend that has chamomile in it. That's just super simple, and it can be part of your nighttime routine. Abhyanga is a really lovely preventative ally for just keeping the skin healthy and, again, moving the lymphatic flow in your system. And it's really just massaging your body with oil. It could be sunflower oil. It could be coconut oil. Any oil will do. Sesame is a really good one if you tend to be on the dry side. But you just really, take a little bit in your palm. You can warm it if you want. I tend to skip that just because of time. And you just move it up your body in an upward fashion towards your heart. Long strokes from your feet all the way up to your shoulders. Some people like to do their head. And then hop in the shower and just let it rinse off. Wash the important parts, but let the other oil absorb from the heat of your pores opening up in that nice warm shower or tub soak. And that really helps to nourish the skin, which of course is our first barrier, our actual barrier to viruses and microbes, but also helps to move the lymph and circulation too, which are on our side for keeping our immune system healthy. Getting a good probiotic into your diet, whether you're eating sauerkraut, drinking kombucha, or taking an actual capsule. Gut flora is huge, and sugar kills our happy gut flora and feeds the bad gut flora. So anything that we can do to boost with probiotic foods and or supplements are really beneficial this time of year as well. I know I kind of threw a lot at you, but at the very least, if you're going to take anything away from getting ahead of cold and flu season, get some elderberry, drink lots of water, get lots of rest, okay? And make time for some nourishing foods that have some greens in it. So if you can do those 4 things, you'll get ahead of it. Oh, and the neti pot. See, I just really want you to do all the things, but it's hard to pick and choose. I'm going to stick with my original 3. Drink water, get some elderberry, and get some sleep. okay? Start with those and see if you can add from there. All right, happy almost fall season. Got the equinox coming. I hope you have a beautiful week, and I'll talk to you soon.